Imagine walking into a grocery store in August 2025 and finding empty shelves where rice, cooking oil, and even canned veggies used to be. Sounds like a nightmare, right? But this isn't fiction. Global food shortages are accelerating faster than anyone expected. Between climate disasters, broken supply chains, and skyrocketing inflation, experts warn this could be the worst crisis yet. If you don't start stockpiling the right essentials now, you could be left scrambling when panic buying hits its peak. In this video, we're breaking down the 10 critical grocery items you absolutely need to have in your pantry this August 2025 before it's too late. From grains to freeze-dried fruits, these are the survival staples trending everywhere from Reddit to Twitter. The UN Food Price Index just hit historic highs, and social media is buzzing with people preparing for a food shortage like no other. If you thought last year was bad, wait till you hear what's coming next. Stick around, and I'll show you exactly what to buy and why, so you're ready to weather the storm. Item 1. Long-lasting grains, rice, quinoa, oats. Listen, this is serious. If you haven't started stocking up on long-lasting grains like rice, quinoa, and oats, you're playing with fire. Right now, global rice supplies are shrinking at an alarming rate. In fact, recent reports show rice production in major exporting countries has dropped by nearly 10% compared to last year. That's a huge deal because billions of people rely on rice as a daily staple. And when demand keeps rising but supply drops, prices don't just go up, they skyrocket. You don't want to be caught at the grocery store when the shelves go bare, staring at empty bins while everyone else is panic buying. Grains aren't just food, they're survival. They store well for months, sometimes years, and give you the energy you need when fresh food isn't available. Imagine having nothing but a rumbling stomach and no quick fix in sight. Trust me, you don't want to be that hangry person in the checkout line begging for scraps. Here's the hard truth. Climate change is wrecking harvests worldwide, supply chain chaos isn't improving, and inflation is making even basic foods unaffordable. Grains are your first line of defense against hunger and uncertainty. So, if you care about your family's security, don't wait another day. Stock up on these staples now, before it's too late. Item 2. Canned and preserved vegetables. You won't believe what I saw last week. A friend of mine went to the store just like any other day, hoping to grab some canned veggies for his pantry. But all he found were empty shelves. Literally nothing. Canned green beans, corn, peas, all gone. And this isn't just his store. Across social media, people are posting the same thing, panic over canned goods disappearing fast. Here's why this is terrifying. During food shortages, fresh produce becomes scarce and expensive. Without vegetables, our bodies don't get the essential micronutrients, vitamins and minerals, that keep our immune system strong and our energy up. Skipping those nutrients can lead to serious health problems, especially when times are tough. According to a recent USDA report, canned and preserved vegetables are proven to retain 80 or 90% of their nutrients even after months of storage. That means these cans aren't just convenient, they're life-saving. But with supply chain delays and higher demand, canned vegetable shortages are predicted to worsen by the end of 2025. So here's a little humor to lighten the mood. These cans last longer than your New Year's resolutions, and trust me, they'll keep you healthier too. Bottom line, if you don't want to end up vitamin deficient and weak when shortages hit, stock up on canned veggies now. Because when they're gone, you won't just miss the taste, you'll miss the nutrients that keep you going. Item 3. Dried and canned beans and legumes. Let me tell you about a conversation I overheard online just last week. Someone was panicking because their local store was completely out of dried beans and lentils. No black beans, no chickpeas, nothing. It might sound trivial to some, but for anyone preparing for food shortages, this is a big red flag. Beans and legumes aren't just cheap fillers, they're nutritional powerhouses packed with protein, fiber, and essential minerals. When fresh meat or dairy becomes scarce or too expensive, these little pulses become your go-to survival food. The Food and Agriculture Organization recently warned that global disruptions in transportation and droughts in key growing regions are threatening legume harvests, meaning the supply might dry up fast. Here's the scary part. Beans last a long time, sometimes years, but once people realize how crucial they are, they disappear off shelves almost overnight. I mean, imagine having to face hunger without a decent protein source. That's the kind of struggle you want to avoid. And honestly, if you don't stock up, you might become that person desperately searching for beans while everyone else is chilling with their well-stocked pantry. So seriously, don't wait. Grab your bags of dried beans and cans of legumes now, because when shortages hit, you'll thank yourself for having a pantry full of reliable, nutritious food that keeps you strong and full. Item 4. Shelf-stable dairy alternatives. Powdered milk, nut milks. You won't believe how fast fresh milk prices have been skyrocketing lately. Just last month, the average cost of a gallon jumped nearly 15%, and experts warn this inflation won't slow down anytime soon. But here's the kicker. It's not just fresh dairy that's getting expensive. Shelf-stable dairy alternatives like powdered milk and nut milks are flying off shelves too, and for a good reason. I was scrolling through Instagram the other day and saw a whole wave of powdered milk hacks going viral. From easy recipes to clever storage tips, people are treating powdered milk like it's liquid gold. And honestly, who could blame them? Powdered milk can last for years without refrigeration, making it perfect for emergency food supplies. The USDA recently reported that global disruptions and feed shortages are hitting dairy production hard, meaning fresh milk scarcity is only going to get worse. Nut milks, while popular, also face supply challenges due to droughts affecting almond and cashew farms. Imagine trying to make coffee, cereal, or even bake and realizing there's no fresh milk in sight. That's why shelf-stable options are no longer a nice-to-have. They're a survival essential. So, if you haven't already stocked up on powdered milk or your favorite nut milk alternatives, now's the time, because when fresh dairy becomes a luxury, you'll be glad you have your liquid gold ready to go. Item 5. Cooking oils. Olive, canola, coconut. You might not think about it much, but imagine a world without cooking oil. Sounds crazy, right? Well, that's closer to reality than you'd expect. Just last month, Facebook groups dedicated to emergency prepping exploded with panic over cooking oil shortages, people scrambling to find olive, canola, and coconut oil before prices soar or the shelves run dry. Here's why this is terrifying. Cooking oils aren't just for flavor. They're essential for your body's nutrition, providing healthy fats your brain and heart desperately need. According to a recent report from the International Olive Council, olive oil production has dropped sharply due to extreme droughts and bad harvests in key regions like Spain and Italy. Meanwhile, canola and coconut oil supplies are tightening because of supply chain disruptions and rising demand. Without these oils, cooking becomes a nightmare. Food loses flavor, texture, and most importantly, nutritional value. And don't forget, oils are key for baking, frying, and even preserving some foods. I mean, think about it. Every kitchen needs this liquid gold to survive. No oil means no proper meals, just dry, bland food that won't keep you fueled through tough times. If you don't want to be stuck staring at empty shelves or paying triple the price, now's the moment to stock up on your favorite cooking oils, because when the crisis hits, liquid gold won't just be a luxury, it'll be a necessity. Item 6. Freeze-dried fruits and vegetables. Imagine this. You're in the middle of a serious food shortage, fresh fruits and veggies. Forget about it. They've been gone from store shelves for weeks. Prices have doubled, and what little is left is either rotten or ridiculously expensive. It sounds like a nightmare, but it's a reality some communities are already facing. The sad truth? Without those vital vitamins and nutrients from fruits and vegetables, your health can start to decline fast. That's where freeze-dried fruits and vegetables come in, and why you need to start stocking up right now. These aren't just any snacks, they're basically nature's candy you can survive on. Thanks to the freeze-drying process, they retain nearly all their nutrients, taste, and texture, but can last for years without refrigeration. That's why survivalists and preppers on Reddit are showing off their massive freeze-dried food stashes, and people are going wild trying to get their hands on them before the next shortage hits. Here's the scary part. Climate change is wreaking havoc on crop yields globally. Droughts, floods, and heat waves are destroying harvests, making fresh produce more unpredictable and scarce than ever before. The USDA has confirmed these trends, showing a sharp decline in vegetable production over the past year. If the situation worsens, fresh fruits and veggies will become luxury items, not everyday staples. So don't wait until you're stuck craving vitamins and antioxidants you can't get. Freeze-dried fruits and vegetables offer a lifeline, compact, nutritious, and shelf-stable. Stocking up on these is like having a secret weapon in your pantry that keeps you healthy when fresh food isn't an option. Trust me, you want to be the one with the nature's candy stash, not the one scrambling empty-handed. Item 7. Honey and natural sweeteners. Let me start by telling you something you probably didn't expect. Honey is quickly becoming one of the most valuable items to stockpile right now. Sounds sweet, right? But behind that golden glow lies a serious survival secret. And if you're not paying attention, you're missing out on a critical food staple for August 2025. Here's the scary truth. Honey isn't just delicious. It's got a practically endless shelf life. Archaeologists have found pots of honey in ancient Egyptian tombs that are over 3,000 years old and still perfectly edible. That means honey can outlast almost any other food in your pantry. When fresh sugar and other sweeteners become scarce or too expensive, honey steps up as a natural, long-lasting source of energy and essential nutrients. And it's not just me saying this. Recently on Twitter, there's been a huge spike in people stockpiling honey, sharing tips, and warning about shortages. The buzz is real. Global honey production has been hit hard by colony collapse disorder affecting bee populations worldwide, climate change disrupting flowering seasons, and increased demand from both food industries and consumers preparing for shortages. The USDA and International Agriculture reports confirm that honey prices have jumped over 25% in the last year alone. Why does this matter? Because sweetness is more than just flavor. Honey has antibacterial properties, supports your immune system, and can even help heal wounds, making it a multi-purpose survival food. In a crisis, that little jar of golden goodness could be a game changer. So, if you think you can survive without your morning tea sweetener or baking ingredient, think again. Because life's sweeter with a little extra sweetness, even in a crisis. But don't wait until the shelves are empty and prices triple. Stock up on honey and other natural sweeteners now. It's an investment in your health, your pantry, and your peace of mind. When the food shortage hits hard, you'll be glad you did. Item 8. Salt and essential spices. Listen up. If you think salt and spices are just kitchen extras, you're about to learn why they might be the most critical items in your survival pantry. Right now, global salt and spice supplies are under serious threat, and people everywhere are starting to panic. Social media is flooded with posts warning about spice shortages, price hikes, and empty shelves. Believe me, salt is the real MVP of your survival pantry. And here's why. Salt isn't just a seasoning, it's essential for preserving food. Without it, fresh produce and meats spoil faster, and your ability to store food long-term takes a massive hit. According to the World Health Organization and multiple food security experts, salt is vital for regulating your body's hydration and nerve function. Especially during stressful survival situations, losing access to good salt means risking dehydration and even more serious health problems. But it's not just salt. Essential spices like black pepper, turmeric, cinnamon, and garlic powder do more than add flavor. They have powerful antioxidant and anti-inflammatory properties that support your immune system, something you absolutely need when fresh fruits and veggies are scarce. The Food and Agriculture Organization recently reported that climate disruptions and transportation issues have caused a 20% drop in spice production worldwide, pushing prices up and making supplies unstable. The panic isn't just hype. Just scroll through Reddit prepping forums or Facebook survival groups, and you'll see frantic advice. Stock up on salt and spices now before it's too late. Now, I get it. Seasoning might seem minor when you're worried about rice or canned goods, but imagine eating bland, unpreserved food that spoils quickly. Not only will it kill your appetite, but it can also mean wasting precious calories and risking illness. So don't overlook salt and spices. They're your best defense for keeping food edible, tasty, and healthy. Trust me, when crisis hits, you'll be thanking yourself for having that little shaker of survival gold ready to go. Item 9. Pasta and instant noodles. It's August 2025, and you walk into your local grocery store hoping to grab something quick and easy for dinner. You head straight to the pasta aisle, and it's empty. No spaghetti, no macaroni, no instant noodles. Just bare shelves. You're not alone. Across social media, from Reddit survival forums to Facebook groups, panic is spreading over the vanishing pasta and instant noodle supplies. People are rushing to stockpile these pantry staples before they completely disappear. Now, why is this such a big deal? Pasta and instant noodles might seem like comfort food or cheap filler, but during a food shortage, they become lifelines. They're inexpensive, lightweight, and quick to prepare. Essential qualities when fresh food is scarce or when you need to conserve fuel and time in the kitchen. The FAO, Food and Agriculture Organization, recently highlighted that wheat production is facing serious setbacks worldwide due to droughts, heat waves, and supply chain disruptions. This directly threatens pasta availability because pasta relies heavily on wheat flour. Instant noodles are especially critical for emergency stockpiling because they have long shelf lives, sometimes years, and require minimal cooking. When electricity or gas supply becomes unpredictable, having something you can prepare in minutes with just hot water can literally save you from going hungry. Here's the harsh truth. When food shortages hit, people don't just lose access to fresh vegetables or meat. They lose convenience foods that keep hunger at bay and stress levels down. Nothing kills morale faster than staring at an empty pantry, craving something familiar and quick. Pasta and instant noodles offer that comfort and energy boost when everything else feels uncertain. I've seen countless posts online with people freaking out because they didn't realize how fast these staples vanish. Some have even admitted to rationing their last few packets, knowing they can't find replacements. Don't be that person. And yes, let's be real. Sometimes you just need your noodle fix. Whether it's a midnight snack or a quick meal after a long day, pasta and instant noodles are more than just food. They're a little slice of normalcy when life gets chaotic. So here's the deal. Don't wait until the shelves are empty. Start stocking up now on a variety of pasta shapes and your favorite instant noodle brands. Rotate them occasionally so nothing goes bad, but keep that pantry full. When the crisis comes, and it's coming, you'll be glad you have a quick, reliable, and comforting food source ready to go. Because in the end, surviving isn't just about having food, it's about having the right food. The food that fuels you, comforts you, and keeps you going when everything else falls apart. Item 10. Bottled water and water purification supplies water. It sounds simple, right? Just turn on the tap and there it is. But what if one day that tap runs dry? Or worse, the water that flows out is no longer safe to drink? If you think this can't happen to you, think again. Water scarcity is becoming one of the most critical and overlooked threats in the world today, and August 2025 could be a tipping point. This isn't some distant problem happening somewhere else. It's happening everywhere, creeping quietly into communities, cities, and entire countries. And when water supplies become unreliable, it's not just about thirst, it's about survival. Let me share a story I heard recently. A family in a drought-stricken region had to rely on contaminated water sources because their local wells had dried up. They got sick and their entire community was on edge. Hospitals saw a surge in waterborne illnesses. This is not just a story from the news, it's a real frightening scenario that could happen anywhere. The World Health Organization estimates that over 2 billion people worldwide already lack access to safely managed drinking water. And with climate change accelerating droughts, pollution, and infrastructure breakdowns, that number is growing rapidly. Here's why bottled water and water purification supplies must be at the top of your stockpile list. Bottled water is obvious. It's clean, ready to drink, and has a long shelf life when stored properly. But it's not just about having enough water to drink. Water is essential for cooking, cleaning, and hygiene, all critical to staying healthy during any food shortage or emergency. The CDC warns that without access to clean water, food safety is compromised, illnesses spread faster, and survival becomes much more difficult. But here's the catch. Bottled water can run out fast during panic buying, and it's heavy to store in large quantities. That's why water purification supplies, like filters, purification tablets, and portable UV sterilizers, are just as important. They give you the ability to turn almost any water source into safe drinking water. Imagine being stuck with no bottled water but having a contaminated stream nearby. Without purification tools, that water is dangerous. With them, it's life-saving. Social media is full of desperate posts right now, with people sharing their worries about water shortages. Reddit prepping communities are buzzing with tips on the best filtration systems, while Facebook groups share warnings about dwindling bottled water stocks in stores. This is not a drill. Experts, including those from the UN and the US Geological Survey, warn that water scarcity will worsen due to overuse, pollution, and climate impacts. And let's not forget the emotional and psychological toll. Running out of clean water creates panic, fear, and desperation, which can make an already bad situation spiral out of control. Being prepared with a reliable water supply isn't just smart, it's peace of mind. It means knowing your family can hydrate, cook, and stay clean no matter what happens. So what should you do? Start by storing a minimum of 1 gallon of water per person per day for at least 2 weeks. But don't stop there. Invest in quality water purification tools, ones tested and recommended by experts. Learn how to use them properly. Practice filtering and purifying water so it becomes second nature, because when a crisis hits, you won't have time to figure it out. Water is the foundation of survival. Without it, nothing else matters. Food won't keep you alive long, medicine won't work right, and your body won't function. Don't wait until your taps run dry or the store shelves are empty. Prepare now. Keep your water clean, your supplies ready, and your mind calm. Because in any emergency, water isn't just a necessity, it's your lifeline. All right, now that you know the 10 critical grocery items you absolutely need to stockpile this August 2025, it's time to take action. Don't wait until panic sets in and shelves are bare. Start building your emergency pantry today. If this video shocked you or gave you new ideas, hit that like button to let me know. Got questions or maybe your own stockpiling tips? Drop a comment below. I'd love to hear what you're preparing for.